Today I realized something that may confuse many Jehovah's Witnesses, as well as other Bible scholars. The article, Jehovah, in the Insight on the Scriptures mentions the meaning of this name in this way: Jehovah, the causative form, the imperfect state, of the Hebrew verb 𝙀𝙅𝙏, become, meaning, he causes to become, end of quote. I hadn't realized until now the possibility that here the organization was trying to explain a Hebrew verb as being a causative form when translated into another language, such as English. In both English and Finnish, there is a causative form of the verb, which indicates the act of causing. And sometimes in Hebrew, verbs can also be conjugated in the causative form. But when it comes to so-called weak verbs, they usually do not bend into the causative form. This is simply because of their structure. Such weak verbs are formed either entirely or partly from so-called weak consonants, such as he, jod, and thou. These weak verbs are characterized in Hebrew by the fact that they hardly bend at all. Therefore, when you look at this Hebrew verb, 𝙀𝙅, in Hebrew, you immediately notice that it is composed entirely of weak consonants, and does not bend anywhere near the causative form. For this simple reason, the name of Jehovah cannot mean in Hebrew to cause an act, the causative, as the organization suggests. Any causative meaning given to this name is based either on the conjecture of some scholars or on the interpretation of the Jehovah's Witnesses themselves, to which they add some English interpretation of a hypothetical causative form, which is not found in Hebrew in this case. The name Jehovah, therefore, does not mean he causes to become, as the organization claims. Rather, it is a so-called acronym, which in Hebrew is made up of 3 different verbs: he who was, he who is, and he who will be. This has been the traditional Jewish interpretation of the meaning of the name to this day. Moreover, this interpretation also reveals that the vowels of the form Yahweh do not fit into the Tetragrammaton, since the form thus obtained means nothing at all in Hebrew. This was the first case I realized that the organization had got completely wrong. And that started my awakening process.